I'm not short of eyepieces for different situations and different telescopes. But when you use eyepiece for planetary and moon observation or even double star observation, first you use a finder eyepiece, then you have to use something more powerful with a higher magnification and lower focal length. And that means you have to change the eyepiece. And that is where the, things doesn't go right always. During the change of the eyepiece, you may lose actually the target. So one way to circumnavigate around that problem is to use a eyepiece turret. Another way is that instead of using several eyepieces and change them, use eyepiece turret in combination with something like a zoom eyepiece. And here I have a zoom eyepiece. This is for planetary viewing. I have zoom eyepiece for the higher range. This is for lower range, lower focal range. So let's just open it and see. So let's see what is inside this package. I just received it today with a special delivery for Saturday. Okay, nicely packed. This looks like a filter. Probably is a gift. I didn't order a filter, so it must be a gift. Sometimes, especially Chinese manufacturers give you such things. This is SVBONY model SV215 Zoom Eyepiece. Yeah, oh, that's a 6-element 3mm to 8mm planetary, lunar planetary eyepiece. The package is quite hefty, like a TeleView. Oh, I'm excited to open this now. Let's just see. Oh, sponge. Black one. That looks premium. Oh, a cleaning cloth. That's a nice thing to use. It's important for me because they say you have to use a butter cleaning cloth, which is actually, it was £15 when I bought it, but it must be more now. And now this is free, coming to you. They don't leave a mark on the thing and they don't scratch it. Oh, it's like TeleView, they put it also inside a plastic wrapping. And of course TeleView, I don't think it has a foam. It has a foam shaped around it. So. Let me just put the box away. Okay, the eyepiece looks quite hefty and heavy. Oh, it's full metal almost. The rubber eye cup is soft and nice to touch. This one, that is, they're plastic, these ones, but that is rubber. And the lower one also. Let me just remove the eye caps. And the field cap also. Looks quite nice feel. It has a nice trunk and feel to it. It almost reminds me of my Vixen HR. Let me just bring that and just put it beside it. I must say it looks more elegant than the Vixen. The range of it is 3 to 8mm. This is 2.4. The next increment for this was 3mm, I think. Let me compare it with one of those Takahashis that I have. That is a 7.5mm, of course. Let's just see the shape of it. Okay, this is the Takahashi 7.5mm. This also has up to the 8mm, so this looks slightly heavier. And the build quality to me looks very close. This has a dentation for clamping, holding the eyepiece in the eyepiece holder. This doesn't have that, it is smooth. Let me compare it with the Teleview Nagler 5 and 7. Okay, this is the SVBONY 3.8mm zoom, and this is the Nagler, Teleview Nagler 7mm. This is the original one, and this is the Nagler 5mm Type 6. This is slightly heavier than that. So whatever it has, metal and glass, is more than what the Nagler has in this range. Although it is looking smaller than both of them. So this is my current best eyepiece. I have all these other eyepieces, Naglers and Takahashis and Pentax. I found this one is very similar to what you expect from a perfect eyepiece. It shows best contrast, best details I can see on the planet Jupiter I'm talking about. And everything in this one, surprisingly, is better than whatever those other eyepieces can deliver. So this is my #1 best eyepiece at the moment, despite all the others being probably up to 10 times more expensive than this. So if this SVBONY Zoom can be anything compared to that, I'll be delighted, because that means the range of it, instead of being from 8 only, I don't have the 5mm of this, I can go from 8 to 7, 6, 5 and 4 and 3. That means I will have a whole range of this in just one package. And I'm not a brand kind of a snob person, so I get the best of every range, and I found that 2.5mm TMB Planetary, TMB Optical Planetary 2, 2.5mm one is really good. I found this is actually better than that Vixen HR 2.4mm. I tested it on the planet Mars. This was better. So this cost me probably around £19 or something like that. It was even cheaper before that, and it has all the mechanics that you can expect. The eye guard can rise and everything. It's quite have a heft. Made in China, but very good quality. And I was surprised. So I'm picking the best from every range of eyepieces. As you can see, I have no limit in the quality eyepieces. I'm not shy of spending for it if I can, and if it is available. But when it comes to view, I picked the best, and I'm not going for something which is a little bit inferior. If I have the best, I will go for it if it is available. Okay, I chose this eyepiece after reading a lot of reviews about it, especially the Ernest Maratovitch, who is the only person actually who tests, bench tests the eyepieces. He's a Russian. He has a Russian actually forum, but if you open it in Google Chrome, you can actually translate it to English and understand what it says. He had a pre-production of this tested, and also the post-production tested also, and his opinion was that it is as good as the Nagler in many ways, and many other people have also mentioned that. And but at the end of the day, I want to be my own judge on this, so I will be testing it during the daytime and in the nighttime. With all the eyepieces that I have, I will try to achieve a final result. At the moment, I just want to look at it, unbox it, look at it, mechanics and everything. So let's just see if I can free my hand. So now I put the camera on the tripod. I'm using both hands. So let's see how it works actually. Oh, this is what you turn, and it has a good feel. Oh, so that's the way the zoom works. It rises. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every 1 millimeter we have a click. And of course nothing can stop you from using it in between, for example 7.5. So in this way I can compare it with the 7.5 millimeter Takahashi which I have there. So, and I read reviews that people were saying it is stiff. I don't think this is stiff. It's quite actually nice and smooth. And reassuring click. Let me just don't talk, you can hear. Nice click sound you can hear even in the dark. That's really helpful. So that's really good. And it is chunky, so this part is big enough that actually my fingers can have a grip and turn it on. And these increments of the 1 millimeter are just where this click acts, so you know that. But I can use it at any range, 4.2 probably here, or if I want 4.8, like for example, or 4.7, 4.8, like the old Nagler 4.8, or 4.7 for the Explore Scientific. I can compare it with that. That's nice. Let's see what happens when we actually change in this zoom. What happens at the bottom of the eyepiece? Oh, it goes in. When it is at this highest focal length, this is actually quite in. And when I change it to 7, it comes toward the end. And when I go toward the 5, I've just from 7 again to 6, 5, 4, 3. So that's a 3. I must say that this ring, I like it. This is a something that they put to block the stray light, and I've seen only this kind of ring in very premium ones, like the one in the Vixen HR. I will try to show it to you. Yeah, this is the Vixen HR, and this is the Vixen HR. In the Vixen HR, you can actually turn it on and remove it. So, I mean, I asked once is it possible that Vixen sells me this, and the European distributor of this is Bother, and being German, they were very stingy, and they don't replace or they don't give you anything, you know, they just say that is it. And now it is discontinued. I must say I didn't find this particularly, you know, powerful or sharp or anything. The narrow field of view was really bothering me a lot. I didn't use it as much. This cost me around 250 or something. It is discontinued, probably is no more. This one I have paid, it was 119, and I think they gave me a discount of £105, yeah, offer and counter offer. It depends on the time, you know. If you buy it from China, I noticed that you can pay up to £200 or something, even more than that. And it depends on the season and the time of the year. It's like anything else, you know. For example, when there is a long period of rain in the UK, the prices go down probably, even the second-hand ones. And when we have clearer sky like 2022, summer was every night. Or when during the lockdown 2020, COVID-19 lockdown, we had you know, very good weather, and the prices were going up. I was lucky that I got these things just before those lockdowns, or when they were just clicking in and people were just trying to find a hobby. So anyway, so this cost me 250, this cost me 105. So the price range is really significant. This is less than half the price. Okay, I have now this laser pointer, which you have to be careful, don't shine it into anyone's eye. I will just let you see. This is the laser. I'm just doing it just to see how many reflections I can see. At least 1, 2. Probably more even if I count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I can see. At this end, how many I see? I'm not sure really I see anything proper here. The best side was this side, so I was able to count 5. So yeah, 5 reflections I can see. I'm not sure you can see as much as good as I can see, but there are 5 reflections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are multiple reflections that you also see in the, because this is not exactly point source, but that's enough to tell me that this has probably 5 elements or 5 surfaces that are reflective. There's a slight coating of the slightly reddish and a slightly green tinge. And on this side I don't see much, but anyway, it's slightly green. If I go close, what do I see here? I must say I like the look of it. You know, SVBONY, I'm really pleased with the quality, because the SVBONY was for me the name that I knew with this aspheric, excellent eyepiece, very inexpensive, very cheap actually, I should say. I bought I think 6 of this because it was so cheap for Planetary. So this is 23mm, this is the 4mm, and this is the 10mm one. They were really sharp on the moon. Probably one of the sharpest I've seen. Comparable, slightly a tad less than the Takahashi, which is this one. Takahashi cost, if you get, because this is now discontinued also, probably 10 times more. And these were the earliest of the SVBONYs that I knew. Then you see these ones, and you see that they have really gone a long way designing this and then manufacturing it and then sending for reviewers to actually bench test it. This is really really something, an achievement for them. And we know that there is other zooms in this range. Teleview has Nagler, but the Nagler has a narrower field of view, and the trick that they have done is to avoid the, a slightly edge of the field can be fuzzy in many eyepieces, including theirs. They have restricted it less than 50 degrees it is. In this one, the field of view is 56, and you can actually turn it down also, this, and for the eye relief and other things. This rubber is really good quality, just reassuring. Anyway, and in this one, they have the same view. I've read that people say it has a similar view, provides with a similar view to Nagler, and I just like to test it for myself. As I told, my best eyepiece, and being free from any judgment about the brand or being brand snob or anything. I found this one has the best views on the Jupiter and Saturn. I have the other eyepieces and I have tested them. I've compared them. This is Nagler, probably not a very good one. I have, for example, this also Nagler clone, a 7mm, is a Nirvana, and also This is 16mm one. I have 4mm one also. Again, I didn't like the 4mm much on the Planet Jupiter. It was good in rare occasions, but I preferred much the 7mm one. So 7mm, 8mm was a sweet spot for me. So I'm really curious now to know if this this SVBONY 3.8mm zoom is able actually at the 8mm to compete with this, and then can it go down to keep the quality down the line. So I will do a daylight test. It's a bit rainy outside, it just comes, we have shower, but this really nice, turns up and down so easy. The thing is that when you put it in the eyepiece holder, you have to make sure it is tight, so you can, when you turn it, with any zoom it is like that. So when you turn it, you're actually not turning the whole eyepiece, this section turns. I have seen very stiff ones like this Bresser Z1, which is to my experience, it is not bad. The field of view gets narrow with this when you go to higher focal length, but then turning the thing is I have to really, with both hands, you use a lot of force to turn this. When we see this SVBONY zoom, it's quite easy, turning it, and it makes that click. It's like sounds premium. Where this one, you can see that never was able to actually turn it really any good. I have a better one for the spotting scope, but I use it for telescope, and this is around £200. But the problem with this is that you can have, is easy to turn, is heavier, bigger, much bigger actually compared to size. This is of course I think it goes from the something like 8 to 9mm to 24. But again, the field of view gets narrower with this. At the same time, you don't have that reassuring click. 30 times doesn't have click, 20 times doesn't have click. So you just have to feel that is the end, and go a little bit, get a little bit like that. And of course you see visually what is happening. But with this eyepiece, you can actually have, it's really not pleased with this, so easy. So I think that why people make some comment that, the reviews, in the Cloudy Nights and elsewhere, say it is not easy to turn it. I think this is easy. Anyway, we know in the car industry that Volkswagen pays a lot to car reviewers to actually put the Volkswagen or Audi, although they are the same. For example, Volkswagen Golf is the same as a Volkswagen, same as a Ford Focus, or Nissan Pulsar. They are the same car and the same chassis, everything the same. The Japanese car, you get more options and free options. The Volkswagen, you don't get those options or technology as much. But yet, they promote it all the time because they pay for them. So I'm waiting to see how this performs compared to the other eyepieces that I have. Okay, this is the daytime testing of the SVBONY 3.328mm zoom, and I'm using the Dobsonian mount of the Skywatcher Flextube 130 and the Skywatcher ED Pro Series, the gold version, and the diagonal is this dielectric diagonal. Let's just see how it is the view. I will be looking at those flowers in the hanging basket. So I start by the 8mm setting. Okay, I'm now using the 8mm setting, and this is the image you can see. I'm now at the 7mm setting. As you can see, I've not changed the focus at all. The field of view is quite large. Okay, I have now changed it to 6mm, and let's see how is the view through this 6mm. I'm now using the 6mm setting, and I've not changed the focus at all. This eyepiece settings are all parafocal so far. So from 8 to 7 and to 6 now, I've not changed the focus at all. Now I have changed it to 5mm, and it's very easy actually to turn it. It's very easy, and it also stays. It's reassuring. You can hear the click also. Now I am at the 5mm setting. I've not changed the focus. It's parafocal with the 8, 7, 6 also. I've not changed it to 4mm, and I'm going to test it on this set. So I'm now at the 4mm. The magnification is very high. If I change the focus, I will come at different parts of it into focus. Is because the objects, different parts are at a different distance. So the best test for this probably will be during the night when I'm observing something which relatively to our eyes are flat, like planet Jupiter. And this has a significant distance between the front of the flower and the back, those hairy bits. Now I'm at the 3mm setting, and it really reassuringly clicks, and you know that it is there. Let me just show you the view. This is the view. Let me just see if I can change the focus slightly. Yeah, when I change the focus, those hairs which I want to bring in focus, they come into focus. It's slightly, not much. It's slightly, I've just moved it. But I can bring the different parts into focus by just going a little bit back or forward. So I can bring different details because this is a 3D object. I can bring different parts into focus by slightly changing the with the focus knob, the length of the focal length, slightly going back and forward. This is a 3D object, so the flower is a little bit closer than those hairy bits on the stem of the old spent flowers. So they all don't come at the same distance. The field of view, I feel a little bit slightly narrower here than what it was at the up to 6, so up to 5 probably, yeah. Or maybe I'm not right on that. Anyway, you will see better when you're watching it. So far so good. Let me just change it immediately to 7.5 and then change to 7.5 Takahashi. Now I'm on the 7.5mm setting on this, so I will go and show you, then I will bring the Takahashi. Field of view definitely is bigger when you are at near the 8mm. This is 7.5 view, and you can see beautiful details visible. Let me just immediately change to Takahashi. This is the 7.5 multi-coated LE eyepiece of Takahashi. Construction-wise, it is very similar in the image quality to a orthoscopic eyepiece. So this is the focus of a 7.5mm Takahashi. You be the judge. The lighting condition has not changed much, so I have to see it again, compare. I will just go back immediately to 7.5mm zoom Now I'm using the SVBONY 3 to 8mm eyepiece, and this is the 7.5mm setting. I feel the field of view. The field of view is a little bit bigger, and the image is very similar. Or yeah, they're very similar. Probably I feel this one is a little bit better, slightly. Okay, this is the Takahashi. Yeah, you be the judge. I don't think there are any difference other than what can be said about, you may be manually bringing one to better focus, but visually I don't see any difference. I would go back again to 7.5mm. Yep, I'm back in the SVBONY Zoom 7.5mm. I don't think I see any difference. The image quality is the same. And that Takahashi is the sharpest eyepiece I've seen on the moon, especially on the moon. Better than Nagler, definitely. I've tested it. I have a video about that. Nagler 7mm. Definitely the center of the view is really good. I wish the fly was there when I was using Takahashi. Let me just change it before the fly flies. Okay, now I'm with the Takahashi. Yeah. I feel the edge of the view is a little bit slightly clearer here. Before that fly flies again, I will put the zoom back. Yeah, I think that they're very similar at the edge. This is now the 7.5mm SVBONY zoom. It's a 7.5mm. I don't see any difference. They're all the same. I think they are the same. Just to show you, this is a SVBONY. And I'm using the 7.5mm setting. I'm using now the 8mm setting of the SVBONY zoom. And let's just see the view. Okay, this is the view. The fly unfortunately went. Let me go for the Starguider 8mm, my best planetary eyepiece in my experience on the planet Jupiter. Okay, this is the Starguider ED 8mm. Let's compare it with the view we had through the zoom. Okay, this is the view through the Starguider ED, and our fly came back. Let me bring the fly into focus. As you can see, the field of view on this one is bigger. It's, I think, 66 or 62 degrees against the 56 of the SVBONY and 52 degrees of the Takahashi. Okay, I'm back in the SVBONY zoom. This is the 8mm setting. Yeah, I think that they're comparable. Unfortunately, our fly has not cooperated. It has gone. But anyway, the view is really nice. I like it. Nice flowers, geranium. Grow geranium. All the summer we have some flower. I'm hoping that the fly will come back. Oh no, he's here, down there. That's it. We are seeing the fly in the focus. Yeah, it's a fly. It's a different fly anyway. With a winged ant, probably. To the 7 o'clock in the image. I must say I'm really pleased with this eyepiece. Let me just change with one hand and 2 fingers. If I can change the setting. Of course, I'll make sure this is tight. Then let me turn it so in a way that you will see the red dot there. Okay, this is tight now. Easy to turn. Oh, I like that click. Ooh, you can listen to that click. I don't know why people say it's stiff. It's not stiff at all. Get it? I'm just doing 2 fingers, look. And it just, you know, when it reaches there, it just, as if there is a force there, it clicks into space. Falls into a slot. Yeah. Oh, that's really good. I really like that. This is really nice. This is what you have seen there. This is the review. Nice. Let's go back to the 8. Yeah, I like this telescope and this eyepiece on this. Really good. It works. I think it's matching with the Takahashi and even my Starguider 8mm. What I especially liked when I was making this video was that I could rest the camera on this rubber eye guard. It is not flimsy, it's strong enough to actually leave it there, lean on it. Oh, lovely. And I can lift it again and it keeps its shape. But at the same time, it's easy to pull it down if you want. It's thick enough for all of that activity you want. Oh, this is really good quality. I've loosened it so I can take it out. Amazing. I love this. I think this is worth more than this. It definitely saves me, you know, definitely, if I had this, you know, I would not buy all of the other eyepieces. This one was enough for me. It has from 8mm. I would have just got another zoom or a 25mm eyepiece plus or anything. Then this was giving me 3 to 8. I could easily use it for travel or for outreach or for my own pleasure, because I showed you this is equal to the best premium eyepiece that I have. Oh, by the way, at the end I just came to put back the telescope and eyepieces. I noticed this looks like a good quality filter, so I opened it. The box of it is quality even. Let me just bring it out and just show you how it looks. Okay, this is the moon filter. Oh, amazing. 1 1/4 inch moon filter. And you can see that on its own probably, yeah, it's around £20. It has a premium packaging, and of course the test will be under the moon, so I'm waiting for a full moon, just go and test it probably. And this is the, yeah, I got it from the eBay, this eyepiece, and it's from UK stock, so it's just, I ordered it by the night, and yeah, it was delivered to me very quick. I ordered by around 22 or 10 p.m. in the night of the Thursday, and the morning of the Saturday it was here. Very quick, UK delivery, very quick. I'll give you the link where I actually got this. Probably they have it at this price. I've never seen anywhere this price. This was the best, cheapest price I could get, and I got a quality moon filter for free also. It depends, of course, if they have it. You know, the stock is available yet or not.